Here's the truth about habits you might not know. Your success, happiness, and even your health are determined far more by your daily routines than big, life-changing decisions. James Clear's Atomic Habits proves that the key to lasting success isn't giant leaps, but small, consistent improvements every single day. Want to be 1% better every day? Stick around and I'll show you how.
Introduction.
Atomic Habits is one of the most practical and life-changing self-improvement books out there. The idea is simple. Small, consistent changes compound into massive results over time. Whether you want to lose weight, save money, or improve your relationships, this book provides a roadmap to improving 1% every day. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 most powerful lessons from the book, including how habits work, how to build good habits that stick, and how to break bad ones for good. And stay with me until the end, because I'll share James Clear's secret to making any habit last forever. Small habits compound over time. Let's start with the foundation of this book. Small changes lead to big results. You might be wondering, how can tiny habits like walking for 10 minutes or reading a page of a book possibly make a difference in my life? James Clear explains it perfectly. Think of your daily habits as the seeds you plant for your future. If you improve by just 1% every day, that may feel like nothing in the moment. But over an entire year, those small improvements compound to make you 37 times better than where you are today. That's the power of compounding, and it works just like investing in a bank. Imagine this. 2 people start with identical lives. One person decides to make very small positive changes. Let's say they read for 10 minutes every day, take the stairs instead of the elevator, and avoid sugary drinks. The other person? They make equally small negative choices, like watching an extra hour of TV every night, taking the elevator instead of walking, and drinking a soda after dinner. At first, there's almost no visible difference between them. A week goes by, no change. A month later, still barely noticeable differences. But fast forward 2 years. The first person is reading a book every month, losing weight, and feeling full of energy. The second person, they're stuck in a rut, struggling with weight gain, watching hours of Netflix, and feeling sluggish every day. That's the power of compounding small habits, positive or negative. Over time, the gap between where you start and where you end grows wider and wider. The key takeaway here is that small actions done consistently lead to significant transformations. So instead of focusing on big, overwhelming goals, focus on taking small actions you can repeat effortlessly. For instance, if you want to be healthier, start with a 5-minute workout instead of committing to a 2-hour gym session. Clear says habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Focusing on small daily wins creates a ripple effect in your life. So start small, trust the process, and let the results grow over time. The habit loop and how habits work. Do you know why some habits come naturally, like brushing your teeth, while others, like exercising or saving money, feel so difficult? James Clear explains that all habits follow a system called the habit loop, which includes 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. Let's break it down. The cue is the trigger, a reminder to take action, like seeing your running shoes by the door. The craving is the desire motivating you, like wanting to feel healthier. The response is the habit itself, like going for a short run. And finally, the reward is the positive feeling you get, the endorphins that reinforce the habit. This loop is the engine behind every habit, both good and bad. Let me give you an example to make this crystal clear. Let's say you have a habit of eating chocolate every time you feel stressed. The stress is your cue. It triggers your craving for something comforting, which leads to your response, eating the chocolate, and the reward you feel is the sense of relief or satisfaction afterward. Over time, this habit loop repeats, and it becomes automatic. Now here's the interesting part. If you replace the response, say, instead of eating chocolate, you take a quick walk or do deep breathing exercises, the loop still functions, but now it's aligned with a healthier habit. Now, why is this important? When you understand how the habit loop works, you can intentionally design better habits or break harmful ones. For good habits, Clear suggests making the cue almost impossible to miss. For instance, if your cue is seeing a book on your pillow, you'll be far more likely to read before bed. For bad habits, disrupt the loop by removing the cue, like keeping junk food out of sight. Here's the takeaway. Instead of relying on willpower, focus on redesigning your environment to make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Once the habit loop starts working for you, habits will stick naturally. Focus on systems, not goals. Here's a surprising insight from the book. Goals don't change your life, systems do. We're often taught to set big goals, like losing 20 pounds or making $1 million. But Clear argues that goals are just the results you want, while systems are the processes you follow to achieve them. For example, say your goal is to run a marathon. That's great, but what really matters is the habit of running a little every day. Without a system, your goals are nothing more than dreams. For example, say your goal is to write a book. Often, people will set unrealistic deadlines like, I'll write 50,000 words in 3 months. That kind of goal, while inspiring, is hard to sustain. But if you focus on a system instead, like committing to writing 300 words every morning at 8 a.m., suddenly the work feels manageable. Over time, the words add up, and you're much more likely to finish the book. Now compare that system of daily writing to just wishing for results. Having systems in place automates success because you're focused on the process, not the result. The lesson here is to fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to become to achieve this goal? If your goal is to become healthier, think about creating a system of habits, like meal prepping once a week, daily workouts, or mindful eating. James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So instead of focusing solely on results, build a daily system you can stick with. The results will come naturally. Make habits attractive and enjoyable. Why do we struggle to stick to habits like exercising, meditating, or saving money? One big reason is that these habits don't feel immediately rewarding. Our brains are wired to choose what feels good right now, which is why scrolling on your phone or eating fast food is so tempting. But Clear explains an important trick. If you want a habit to stick, make it as attractive and enjoyable as possible. One of these strategies is called temptation bundling. You pair a habit you need to do with a habit you want to do. For example, let's say you love listening to podcasts, but struggle to work out. Bundle the two behaviors together by saying, I can only listen to my favorite podcast while running on the treadmill. Now you've added a layer of reward to the habit of exercising. Similarly, if you hate organizing your finances, try scheduling your budget review with a cup of your favorite coffee or tea. It transforms the task into something more enjoyable. Another strategy is to celebrate small wins. Each time you complete the habit, acknowledge it with something positive, even if it's just a mental, good job. The more enjoyable the habit feels, the more likely it is to stick. The 2-minute rule. Let me guess, you've set a big goal in the past and quit because it felt overwhelming. James Clear has a simple solution for this. The 2-minute rule. The idea is simple. Make your new habit so easy and so small that it takes less than 2 minutes to accomplish. Here's how it works. Instead of saying, I have to study for 2 hours every night, start by opening your textbook or spending just 2 minutes reviewing one topic. Instead of committing to an hour-long yoga session, simply roll out your mat. If you're trying to floss more, tell yourself, I'll floss just one tooth. These mini versions of the habit are so effortless that you can't talk yourself out of them. What's amazing, once you start, you'll often want to keep going. It creates momentum. Why does this work? Because success is about momentum, not perfection. Once you start a habit, even in its smallest form, you're far more likely to keep going. For example, reading one page can lead to finishing a chapter, and putting on your gym shoes can lead to a full workout. The small action removes the mental friction that keeps us from starting. Remember, habits don't have to be perfect. They just have to start. Try the 2-minute rule today and watch how it transforms your progress over time.
Conclusion.
And there you have it. 5 life-changing lessons from Atomic Habits by James Clear. Remember, small habits create big results. and just 1% progress every day can completely transform your life. Whether it's using the habit loop, improving your systems, or applying the 2-minute rule, these techniques will help you build good habits and break bad ones forever. Let me know in the comments which of these changes you're going to try first. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's ready to create lasting change. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, success starts with small, consistent actions.